emotional journey with depth and charisma. And her chemistry with her co-star Taye Diggs in his breakout role as Winston was the highlight of the film. And I will say that, pretty much have we ever seen Angela Bassett do a bad job? No, because she
Hmm.
is straight up top tier. This is like, hey, when you're top tier, we expect the best from you. There's not any, half stepping with it. So it's
That's right.
almost, like, hey, of course it's
Yeah.
gonna be a great job.
And then basically she worked out when she did What's Love Got to Do with It and got real buff like because, Tina Turner, she
Mm-hmm.
was known for being, in shape. And they just used to revel about her legs and stuff, how she had the greatest legs, even in her 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then when this movie came out, then Angela Bassett to me became known for her arms because
Yes, her
well,
shoulders
when
and her arms,
her shoulders
like
and her arms,
how
even
toned
before
they
this,
were.
when
Mm-hmm.
What's Love Got to Do with It, because she was so toned, and she kept that ever since then.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, like, even from her in What's Love Got to Do with It, I remember when I first saw like the images of her as Tina Turner, I was like, I don't think Tina Turner was that ripped. Like, Tina had
She
an amazing.
was.
Was Tina Turner arms that as defined though? That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Not well. Okay,
it
I
was. You got
stand
to go back
corrected.
and look.
I thought I looked and I thought yes, she was toned, of course, but like Angela Bassett was like ripped. But at any rate, I think she looked amazing. And this was also part of the envy that people would have for Angela Bassett is her body. Oh my gosh. And I mean, even now, Angela Bassett is
60s.
getting close to 70.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? She's in her 60s, but she's got to be getting up close to 70. How old is Angela Bassett, y'all? Somebody in the chat help us out.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, she looks great. She still looks great, But at any rate, it was filmed on location in Jamaica. Much of the movie was shot in Jamaica, and it used real beaches and resorts to capture the island's vibrant beauty and culture. And the setting did definitely play a crucial role in emphasizing the film's themes of escape and like self-discovery and passion. You know, so I think when we were watching, because we watched earlier today, so that we could just be totally right about this. And I just wonder, didn't we see like something that looked like a green screen? And there's a scene where she's exercising with Whoopi Goldberg on the beach. And I'm like, this looked like a green screen, don't you think?
Huh.
Or something. It
Yeah, it
didn't
was
look
green on blue
real.
screen, and you can
Yeah.
kind of see some artifacts and stuff around them.
Yeah. But I thought that was, kind of interesting or whatever. So, then we have the theme of the cultural age gap, right? The culture gap and the age gap, not the cultural age gap. So the film sparked conversations about age gap relationships, gender roles, and the societal expectations regarding romance and career driven women. It was one of the few mainstream Hollywood films of the time to center a successful Black woman's journey of love and personal fulfillment. And I think this is so true because it also makes us question stereotypes. Because how many times people will be like, oh, yeah, the woman that this older guy married is 20 years younger than him. If we think back to the times, especially in the 90s, you think like Anna Nicole Smith marrying the, very, very much older billionaire. She was, I think, in her late 20s or something like that. And he was like 90 or something, of the Texas. I think he might have been an oil baron or something like that. But anyway, he had a whole lot of money, so it's not uncommon. You think Hugh Hefner and all the young bunnies that he was having relationships and stuff with. It happens all the time where there's an older man and a younger woman. And, depending on the age gap, people will
Yeah.
say stuff. But
What's that one lady right now? Michelle something. Is it Michelle?
Michelle?
The one who's with the basketball or football player who
Oh,
everybody brought up?
oh yeah, I know who
She
you
was in
mean.
that Diddy
She
video
she used to be in
during
Basketball
the
Wives a
thing,
while.
yeah. And
I,
she was flapping her cheeks
is
and
her name not Michelle? Is
something like
I can't think
Michelle
of her
Shell.
name right now. But anyway, the one who had the baby by the basketball star now, but he's like 20 or whatever.
Is he a
And she's
star?
got somebody in the NBA, and he's like 20, and she has a son who's his same age. And they're together. I can't think of her name, but anyway, she was on the older days of Basketball Wives. Drea Michelle, is that the yeah. Thank you, Real McCoy. Drea, that is her name. Yeah, Drea Michelle. So so anyway, so we're talking about these age gap relationships and, how much is too much, how wide of a breadth is too much, but also the perhaps I guess sexist view of things, which is that, it's okay for the man to be older, but it's not okay for the woman to be older and how much older and all of these other things, and Case and Brown says it was kind of taboo for the younger man, older woman once upon a time,
Yeah, it's
you
still
know.
kind of that way.
Yeah.
Huh. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what these a lot of these movies were about, the classic forbidden love trope, right?
Mhm.
And in the 90s they were really flipping them,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
To show these double standards and to just get a different perspective that's not just, of the male from the male's point of view.
Yes, yes. So let us take a quick look here in the chat and, see what y'all are talking about. Um, Kason Brown says, Cougar loving. And then Darfalina, hey, y'all. Hey, Grape Tea News, thank you so much for your help in the chat. And then let's see, Paris Finley. Yeah, she was given and still is. They're talking about Angela Bassett because she just looked amazing and she still does look amazing. People are saying Trey Griffin and others are saying that maybe she's like around 65. So she's in her mid 60s, but she looks great. Kason Brown says she's 66. Dejanay Dior, thank you so much for coming. She said, I almost missed it. We were thinking that 4 o'clock was going to be the time that we would have our lives, kind of like still trying to touch on our work, our work tribe, those folks who are at work and listen, and then also the people who are coming home. And then but folks were like, hey, I'm gonna miss it because I'm gonna be at work or I'm not gonna. So we pushed it on back to 7 p.m. Central this time, and we're still sort of new at doing these lives. So we'll see, but and maybe chime in the chat with what y'all think about, is it better to do it like around this time or is it better to do it earlier in the day, and we'll just see, and maybe we'll do some earlier, some later, but we will um we will see. So the next thing that we want to discuss, because we're going to get into the cast after this, but we want to introduce something that I think a lot of you all would be excited about. And it is our premium film sponsorship program. And so many of you have suggested films that you want to see us cover. But unfortunately, some of the films, because the way we choose the films we're going to cover has to do with, what we think the majority of people who will watch will want if they're going to be the mainstream ones. And then if it's going to be on our premium, like on our Patreon or our channel members, then those videos that we cover that are exclusive for them, are based on, like, we'll put a poll out or something and, we'll see what you guys might want to hear that are in the membership programs. But if there's a movie that you want to see and it's not high on our list, is maybe less popular, but you really want to hear us talk about it, we wanted to be able to meet those needs because a lot of people have asked about stuff like that. And the reality is that if it's going to be less popular, it's really obscure, or it's a huge risk for us to try to cover that movie in a big way, then it's probably going to be lower on the list, right? And we have so many movies on the list already that who knows when we would get to cover it. So this will give people the opportunity to jump in and move that movie that you want to hear us discuss closer to the front of the line. And so we're launching this premium film sponsorship program, and here is how it will work. So anybody would donate $25, just $25, via Cash App or via the AxiomAmnesia.com website. Y'all probably didn't know, but we do have a website. Or the Axiom app website.
Axiom.app.
I'm sorry. So yes, Axiom.app. Only during the live stream. And then you would just message the movie that you want us to cover and include your email, preferably. And then you'll become the premium sponsor of that film of your choice. And then we'll discuss that film for at least 30 minutes on one of our channels, because the channels have kind of different genres of video that we cover. So whichever one it would fit best with, we will put it on that channel, and we're going to talk about it for at least 30 minutes within the next month. So it's not like it's going to be, it's 6 months down the line. Within the next month, And so just a note, because some people are like, oh, I make films. Let me go ahead and just pay you $25. No, this is for viewers only to sponsor the films that they want to see discussed. And this program is not for filmmakers or distributors to use as a means of promoting their films. If you are a filmmaker, distributor, or whatever, and you have a film you want to promote, you can contact us at the email that's listed on this channel under contact.
And the movie doesn't have to be Black centered.
Yes, it can be any movie that you want us to cover.
I just hope that they're good movies.
Yes. Which is why we said, at least 30 minutes. Realistically, y'all know any movie we cover, we won't talk about for more than 30 minutes. But if it's really bad or really like, why in the heck are we covering this? But we should be able to cover it and discuss it for about 30 minutes at least.
Maybe we'll, depending on the movie, we might have to, chat back and forth, and reach some sort of conclusion.
Yeah. Which is why you need to give us your email if you do this.
Yeah. But I think just most movies will probably be all right, though.
Yeah, most of them would be. And so for this live we're on right now, we only have 3 slots because we can't just have it inundated with, and then all of a sudden it's just pay to play. No. So for this live, we have 3 slots for premium film sponsors. So if you want to ensure that we discuss your film, go ahead and get those sponsorships in. And remember, we only accept the Cash App and payments through Axiom.app. And if you go there, then you'll be able to see where you can just
there's a one-time donation.
Yeah, there's a button that you just click either through our app or through